Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So in today's video, we're actually going to be building in Mount Komorebi, and I haven't built in Mount Komorebi in quite a while. I don't think I've done any builds in Mount Komorebi this year. Honestly, I don't really know, because, all of the days kind of like blur together for me, so I never remember, what I did when. But yeah, I don't think I've built in Mount Komorebi in quite a while, so we're actually going to be building in Mount Komorebi today, and we're actually building in the Wakaba neighborhood, I think it is. But basically, it's a neighborhood on the bottom right hand of the, world, I guess you could say. It's a little bit more of like a more, I guess, modern neighborhood, I guess. So we have like the main town area that's filled with a lot of like a little bit more traditional houses, and then we also have obviously the mountain top area with all of the snow, and then you have the Wakaba neighborhood that has a little bit more of a modern flair to a lot of the architecture, and just the general scenery around the place is a little bit more modern and contemporary as well. So yeah, we're actually building in this neighborhood for my save file, because the last couple of weeks I've been mostly doing stuff for my save file. So I don't think anyone is surprised. But yeah, we're building for my save file again, and we're actually building a house, or we're finishing a house, I guess I should say, that I started way back in, I think November of 2020. So it's been like more than a year already. It's another one of these builds that I think I mentioned this in my previous video, but it's one of these builds that I've had just like half done forever. And they've just been sitting on my computer, just gathering dust, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's not like they're, ugly, or, they won't work or anything like that. They're just basically, I just did like half of them, and then for some reason I stopped, and I never completed them. So I'm kind of like slowly going through some of my older builds, especially the ones that I've started for my save file, that I've kind of like just abandoned halfway through them, and I'm trying to see which ones I want to keep, which ones I can make work, which ones I want to finish, and then finishing them and actually putting them up and sharing them, and having them in the save file, because I'm getting really close to actually finishing the first version of my save. So yeah, having just a bunch of like extra builds in there that aren't part of Willow Creek or Oasis Springs, which is what I'm kind of like focusing on for the first version, but just having some like other builds in other worlds and all of that stuff, having as many of them done as possible basically is a good thing. So yeah, I'm just trying to get a few more builds done for my save, and I figured, we'll go back to older builds, see which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to completely scrap and do from scratch. But yeah, so this is actually one of them that I decided to keep because I really like the idea of this build, and I've actually already done a create a sim video for the family that's going to be living here. So I'm not going to put them up on the screen because it's literally a single sim and his dog. So it's basically supposed to be for the Iwasaki family, so Akio Iwasaki and his dog and best friend, his Siberian Husky Yumi. So I did a create a sim video of this sim and his dog way back when I believe Snowy Escape came out. I did the create a sim video for these sims. I'll leave it linked on the screen in case you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Maybe, hear a little bit more about Akio's personality, his story, all of that stuff. But basically, he's a very successful businessman, and he actually works in the business career in the management branch. And I think he's like level 8 or something. He's like a company president or something like that. But anyway, he's very rich, he's very successful, and he's basically a bachelor. He's basically a rich bachelor that has a best friend in the form of a dog, because he doesn't really... It's not that he's not social, he's not like a loner or anything like that, because, he's really high up in the business career. He's by no means like a loner or anything like that. He prefers when he's not working, because he does work a lot, obviously. But when he's not working, he prefers to just, spend time with his dog, spend time hiking. He loves hiking around Mount Komorebi. He also loves extreme sports and just sports in general. So he's really into snowboarding and rock climbing, mountain climbing, all of that stuff. He's also really into music, so I did put a couple of guitars in the living room so that, you know, in my head, he doesn't really like play in front of people. He just likes playing by himself for like his dog or something. So yeah, he does have a couple of guitars in the living room. And I also put a bunch of like just sports clutter and snowboarding things and like just random like snowboarding type decorations around the house, because that's something that I feel like he would do in like all of his free time, because he does live in Mount Komorebi. And, you know, he lives close to the mountain. He can basically go skiing and snowboarding whenever he wants. I figure that's just something that he does whenever he has a spare moment, whenever he's not working or traveling for work or anything like that. He likes being up on the mountain, being in nature, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So even though his house is definitely like laid out for entertaining, there's a lot of entertaining space, both outside and inside. The house is actually quite big for just one sim and a dog. It's actually a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, but the bathroom is ginormous. I actually do include the footage of the bathroom, totally random, but I do include the footage of the bathroom in this build because in my last couple of builds, I've talked about how I never include bathroom footage in my videos because all of my bathrooms are the same and they're literally a toilet, a sink, and a shower or a tub or whatever, and that's it. They're never interesting or, you know, anything that I think anyone would really enjoy seeing me do. But I promise that if I ever do a like interesting bathroom, I would show you guys, you know, me doing the bathroom, and this one is actually quite interesting. So I do include the footage of me doing this bathroom. You're welcome for that. I don't know if anyone really cares about a bathroom, but I included it for a change. But yeah, so this house is definitely laid out for entertaining. It has a lot of space. It's only a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, but there is a study downstairs that's actually bigger than the guest bedroom. That could also be another bedroom for like family or whatever. And I do apologize, my Discord just went off because I forgot to mute the bloody thing, which is something I always forget to do. But basically, so yeah, the house, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Downstairs, we have a really big open plan living space. So I did try and build this house like as accurately as possible to like Japanese architecture and like interior design and stuff, because I do want to make it look as, you know, authentic and stuff as I possibly could. But obviously it's The Sims, and obviously I don't live in Japan or anywhere in Asia, so it's not an architecture style that I'm personally familiar with at all. I've never studied architecture or interior design, so obviously a lot of the stuff I might not have done correctly, and if I did, then feel free to like point it out in the comments if there's something that I did like really wrong or anything like that. And if you're like Japanese or Asian and you're more familiar with the style, then definitely feel free to point out, you know, what you think I did like wrong or what I could do better in my next build, because yeah, I'm always up for making my builds as accurate as possible. If I'm trying to go for a specific style, you know, from a specific country or something like that, then I do want to make them as accurate as I can, you know, within the confines of the game. But I actually did look a lot. Wow, I cannot speak. I don't know what it is with me today, but I've just been like tongue-tied and messing up my words so much all day. It's been like an all-day thing. Even in like my home language, obviously, because English isn't my first language, even in that, I've just been all over the place all day. But what I was trying to say is that I did look at a ton of reference pictures when I was building this. And from what I could tell, in more like contemporary Japanese like interiors and exteriors and stuff like that, which is kind of what I was looking at when I built this, I kind of saw that a lot of them featured very open plan living spaces that were separated off by like different like heights, like different floor heights, you know, kind of like with the platforms, obviously. So I did try and include that as much as I could. So we have the Genkan at the front, that's a little bit lower. We have the living room on one level. We have a little bit of a higher dining space. Then we have the kitchen a little bit lower down, and then the hallway and the rest of the house on a little bit of a higher elevation again. And then we also have a little bit of a platform in the master bedroom as well that we have, you know, obviously his bed on. And I also did include the tatami mats both in the, not in the kitchen, in the dining room and in the bedroom. Underneath the bed, I did include the tatami mats because, yeah, I see them everywhere in every reference picture I look at. I do think they're a very, like, kind of like staple thing in Japanese design. And I don't know if they're, like, common anywhere else in Asia as well because, like I said, not super familiar with the culture, so if I'm totally wrong, then feel free to correct me. But yeah, so that's kind of just the style that I went for. And other than that, I kind of just went for a bunch of items that came from Snowy Escape. And then just a very modern style overall, just a lot of black, white, you know, very monochrome type thing to kind of fit in with the exterior of the house as well. And also because I figured that Akio probably isn't home too much. You know, like I said, whenever he is home, he prefers to be either outside, you know, hiking, doing stuff like that, or up on the mountains, skiing, all of that stuff. So I don't think he spends too much time at home just chilling out. I don't think that's something that, you know, he does all that much of. And like I said, I don't think he either like has a bunch of people over at the house either, as it's not something that I think he does a lot of. He has a couple of like close friends, but not, you know, he doesn't really throw parties or anything like that. So yeah, I just wanted to make that apparent kind of. And also I tried to not go too overboard with cluttering and, you know, stuff like that, but it's me, and minimal kind of just isn't my building style at all. It's not a style that I can do. I've never been able to do it, so I just don't try anymore at this point. I try and tone down the clutter and like the lived in look as much as I can when I'm doing these more modern kind of, yeah, I guess kind of more modern builds. But honestly, I don't think I did that very accurately in this one. I still used quite a bit of clutter, and yeah, I like making things feel like they've been lived in, like there's actually people living there, and, you know, not everything is super, you know, clean and tidy all of the time, because that's just not realistic to me. It's not something I've ever experienced. So yeah, just something that I always keep in mind when I build. So yeah, that's just something random. But yeah, like I said, we do have a guest bedroom in this house as well. We have a guest bedroom up top on the second floor. So basically the whole house is on the first floor, just on the first floor, and then we just have a second floor literally for the guest bedroom. So upstairs there's a hallway that I turned kind of into like a little bit of a gym space for Akio. So there's a treadmill and a punching bag, and that's it. And then we just have the guest bedroom that has a little bit of a balcony attached to it as well. And yeah, that's basically all that's up there. There's nothing else up there at all, just like platforms and roofing and all of that stuff. But I figured it's a nice thing to have. Maybe he has family or something, and, you know, whenever they come to visit, that's where they stay. Or, you know, just maybe it's just a room that he has that he never uses. Maybe he just uses it to get to the balcony, because I do put a like yoga mat up on the balcony on the second floor. And that's something that I did think he would use. He would do yoga every now and then. So maybe that's just a room that, you know, he didn't know what to do with when he got the house or like bought the house. And he already had an office downstairs. So he just turned it into a guest bedroom and never uses it. It's just there. And it's furnished very like minimally. There's literally a bed, a couple of plants, a chair, and a dresser, and that's it. I didn't clutter it up or personalize it in any way, because like I said, it's supposed to be a guest bedroom. So yeah, you're not really going to personalize a guest bedroom unless you have, you know, a guest bedroom, unless you have guests a lot and it's kind of like their second bedroom basically. You know, if you have family that come over like every month, obviously they're going to have a little bit more of a personal touch probably in a guest room. But yeah, I don't think that was necessary here. So he just has a guest bedroom. And yeah, then he just has an office downstairs. Like I said, that could be another bedroom if you needed to, you know, convert it. If you want to have a family live here or anything like that, then you can totally do that. It's quite a big room as well, so there's definitely space for that. And I just figured he uses that, you know, whenever he brings his work home with him. I think I gave him the workaholic lifestyle when I created him. I can't really remember. Like I said, I did this create a sim way back when like Snowy Escape came out. So it's been a while since I've actually gone ahead and looked at all of his traits and stuff. But I do think I gave him the workaholic lifestyle, not lifetime. I gave him the workaholic lifestyle. And I also think I gave him the adrenaline seeker one, just because he's really into like adrenaline sport, like adrenaline, I don't know, basically he's really into extreme sports in my head. So he's really into snowboarding, rock climbing, mountain climbing, you know, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, that's just something that I thought made sense to me. I don't know. I give a lot of my Sims that lifestyle though, so it's not something that's super unique. But honestly, having more lifestyles in the game is something that I would really like to see them add. I would really like to see them like expand on the whole like lifestyle system and add more lifestyles and all of that stuff, because the ones that we have currently, while they're great, they're just really limited when you're, in my case, like trying to set up an entire save file with like 13, I think we have like 13 residential worlds at this point, maybe like 11, I don't know, I don't really count them, but we have a lot of residential worlds, which means in a save file, if you're trying to fill the whole thing, you're going to have literally hundreds and hundreds of Sims, which is the case, which is something that I've already experienced, and I'm not even done creating all of the Sims for my save. And yeah, just trying to make unique Sims with unique personalities and stories and all of that stuff, when you only have a set amount of lifestyles and a set amount of traits. You have no idea how hard it can be to personalize hundreds and hundreds of Sims without having to have like multiple Sims be like basically the exact same person, especially when you're not using custom content. So if I was using custom traits, or I don't know, like, yeah, custom traits, basically custom aspirations even, then I could make, you know, some really, really interesting Sims, but just using the in-game like traits and aspirations and lifestyles and skills and all of that stuff. It's kind of hard. It's not really hard when you're just trying to make maybe like 1 or 2 families, then it's totally fine. It's a lot of fun. But once you get into like the hundreds of different Sims, it can get a little bit of like, it can get a little bit hard to make Sims that aren't just carbon copies of each other, which is fun. But anyway, I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Like I said, I'm a little bit all over the place. I've been all over the place all day. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but I'm trying to change up a lot of like IRL stuff, so like routines and habits and all of that stuff, and I'm doing it all at the same time. So it's been a lot. It's been a little bit of an adjustment. I'm recording this on Tuesday, by the way. So like I'm recording this on Tuesday night, and you're not seeing it until Thursday. But yeah, so today has been the second day of me trying to actually have like a time blocked schedule to see if that helps, and it's been an adjustment, I'll just say that. And we've also gotten some load shedding again today, which if you guys are new to the channel, then you don't know what load shedding is. Basically, load shedding is like rolling blackouts, like controlled blackouts. So we have like, depending on what stage we're at, we're without power for about 2.5 hours. Maybe depending on our time slots, we're without power for maybe like 2.5, from anywhere from 2.5 to like 7.5 hours every day. And they're in intervals of like 2.5 hours. And it's really irritating. It's kind of like on a schedule and all of that stuff, but it's really irritating when you have a schedule planned out for yourself and you have a lot of stuff that you want to get done on a certain time and all of that stuff, and then they just decide to shut your power off for 2 hours at a time, which is irritating because they always do it at they always give us like almost no notice, and then you're just scrambling to try and rework everything that you need to rework schedule wise and all of that stuff. So that's been fun. That's something that I'm looking forward to doing all week, because they're going until Monday at this point. So yeah, we have a week of that to look forward to, which is great. I'm saying that very sarcastically. But yeah, as you can see, we're working on the bathroom, and like I said, showing you the bathroom because it is interesting in my head anyway. So in Japanese architecture, a lot of the time you'll see that you have the toilet completely separate from the main like bathroom area. So I did do that. I actually put the laundry machine in the same room as the toilet. So there's a room with a toilet, a sink, and then the laundry machines. Then we have the big main bathroom area with the tub and a couple more sinks. And then we also have a separate, like, kind of like wet room, shower room as well, which I really liked. That's a little bit lower on like a platform. So that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the bathroom actually. It was really nice being a little bit more creative with a bathroom for a change. Now, something else that I do want to mention, because I didn't do a separate video on this at all, is the fact that we got the new roadmap for The Sims 4 on Tuesday. I'm just going to mention this quickly because we don't have that much time left in this video because I was rambling a little bit too much. But yeah, so we got the new roadmap, and the roadmap is supposed to show us everything that we're, not everything, but kind of give us an idea of the packs or like the paid content that we can expect throughout May and June. So this is just for May and June. They haven't told us anything about July, because I think in July we're going to be getting an expansion pack if, you know, previous years are anything to like go off of. If previous years, you know, release schedules give us anything to go off of, we're going to be getting an expansion in July. But throughout June, May and June basically, they gave us this little graphic that I'll pop up on the screen. But they gave us this graphic that says, "Seize the night, the fun starts when the sun goes down. Whether you're dressing up for a big date, making memories in your backyard, or running wild, the season will have you staying up late." So, and then it just gives us these little graphics. So we're getting 2 new kits, which is the first ones, the Chic Nights Out and the Cozy Nights In. And then we're also going to be getting a game pack that's, the title apparently is Go Wild, which, you know, when I heard Go Wild, I immediately thought werewolves. Just because there have been a couple of other things that have not leaked, but that they've put out that kind of point towards werewolves. I'll pop them up on the screen when I find them, because I don't have them in front of me right now. But basically, it's something about, you know, under the light of the moon, discover who your Sims really are, or something like that. I'll leave it on the screen, and I'll leave all of these like tweets in the description as well, because a lot of this stuff is on Twitter. They also put out a little bit of like a teaser trailer on Twitter as well, that I'll also leave linked down below in case you haven't seen it. Because yeah, a lot of us are thinking, you know, the game pack will be werewolf focused, kind of like they did vampires, which honestly, I would be fine with that. I like having new occults in the game, even if I never play with them. I like having them, and we haven't had werewolves yet in this game, so it would be really fun. In The Sims 4, I mean. So it could be really fun if they're done well, like vampires were done well. If they're done like mermaids or spellcasters, I will riot, because spellcasters could have been so much better. If, you know, spellcasters could have been so much better, and mermaids were done so dirty. They're basically useless. Mermaids are basically useless. Kind of like ghosts in this game. They serve no purpose. But anyway, that is a whole rant for another day. But if those are done well, if werewolves are done well, then I think it would be really good. If not, then we all might riot. But as for the 2 kits, you guys know my opinions on kits at this point. Personally, I don't mind them. I do like the objects that a lot of them come with. I use a lot of them, you know, quite a lot in building. As you guys probably know, I use a lot of the caskets as well when I'm creating Sims and stuff. But honestly, I don't think we need more of them. At this point, I think we have like 11 kits, and these 2 will make it 13. And I don't think we need this many of them in this like close span of time. I think they're releasing them too quickly, especially with the price that they're priced at. I think it's kind of unnecessary to have more kits, because we haven't gotten a substantial like stuff pack or anything like that in so long. I really think more kits right now just isn't necessary. But I'm excited to learn more about them and find out more about them in any case. But yeah, so this video is basically over, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I hope you're all having a great day and I hope you're all having a great week. Let me know your thoughts down below on the roadmap in the comments as well. And I'll talk to you guys all in my very next video. Bye everyone.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here